You gotta go out there and take care. Shit, my wife. Oh, I'm so grounded. I'm gonna hide this under the bed.
What about the gun?
I don't know. Find a place to hide it. Oh my God. She's gonna kick my ass.
Oh my God, did you buy a new gun?
No. Welcome to the JP podcast.
Tom is the man.
I'm just joking. Year anniversary.
I'm Crystal.
Share. Welcome to the JP podcast. Welcome to the JP podcast. Welcome to the JP podcast.
Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications.
Welcome to the JP podcast. I'm your host, John.
I'm your co-host, Tom.
And today's video is going to be on a shotgun I acquired. I'm not going to get into how I acquired it because that's a different story, and we're actually going to do a video on that. But this particular shotgun that we have here is a New England Firearm Pardner 12 gauge, SB1 I believe it is called, and it's in pretty rough shape. So I've been watching a lot of videos on it, and the gun is clear. I'll have Tom open it up for you guys and see. And it's a single shot shotgun. They're not very expensive. It's probably from the mid to late 90s. And you can see it's rusted, it's pitted, it's got everything. And when I was watching these videos, I was watching what other guys were doing, and I come across a lot of stuff, and I liked what some of them were doing. Yeah. So what I plan on doing with this is, I went over with Tom, is, you know, we're real big into this whole prepper, you know, this bug out stuff, and that's what we're going to end up doing with this.
So on a normal basis, what would you use this gun for?
It's just a 12 gauge. It's a smooth bore. Mm-hmm. I don't know, just hunting. Yeah. You can't really. There's no choke in it, which is makes it tighter to shoot and be more on. You know, I really don't know, to be honest. I'm not big into shotguns, but I'm starting to get into it. So.
And this is just something that is a good base to modify, is what?
Yeah, I only because it's cheap. Mm-hmm. And I did want to send this out to a guy at first, and I was explaining, you know, to him what it was, and I wanted to get it all re-blued, and it's got a real nice two-tone bluing, and he was honest with me, and I was very thankful for that. And he was like, listen, by the time I do all that, it's going to be way more than what the gun is worth. So that's when I started to look into different things that people were doing, and one of them is Duracoat, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to paint this thing. We're gonna cut the barrel legal length. Don't quote me on it. It's either 18 or 18 and a half. I will recheck that before I do it. And
just for
a
reference, roughly there.
About right here is where we're going to shoot it. And we're going to replace the stocks. I found a company, it was from ATI, and they have some real nice stocks. So it's going to look like a tactical, you know, shotgun, but we're not going to use it for that. You could. I've seen other videos of guys that were rapid firing these things, yeah. And I personally wouldn't use it for that. But if I had to get one gun and go out there and make sure, you know, I have something for hunting and everything, I would want it to be this, and that's what we're going to turn it into. Let me open. We got the stocks in yesterday. Let me grab this knife, and I'm going to do an opening here of what we plan to do with the gun.
And this will be my first time doing any type of modifications to a weapon or to a gun or anything of that sort. I've never even shot a shotgun before, so all this will be new to me. For anybody out there who it's also new to you.
Well, I seen it online, and a couple guys had this set up, and I just instantly fell in love. So what we have, first of all, is the back and the front. This is from ATI, I believe, and the back is going to be a collapsible stock, and then it has the front fore-end that it looks like a tactical fore-end, and it's made. It says the name of the rifle right there, the H&R NEF shot force, and you know, I'm just going for aesthetics. You know, I want it to look good, you know, but be serving
a purpose, having
Yeah.
something. You don't want to just make it look cool and then it's a dud, you know.
But let me see. Let me put this a little bit closer so they can see what it is. And it comes with that. It comes with, let me get this one first. It comes with a heat shield. Now, we're not going to be firing this thing
Enough to heat that up.
to heat it up. Yeah, it's going to be one and then a reload, maybe another one.
So,
But it does have fixed sights on it, and that's why I got the heat shield, because this thing doesn't have any sights.
and then a random question for someone who, well, like I said, I don't know anything, and I'm trying to read it on the fly here real quick. You guys seen us open it, so we have no idea what. You said 18 and a half. This heat shield is probably going to be somewhere around that length or a little bit shorter.
No, it's going to be a little bit shorter. I believe it is 13. There it is.
Okay.
13 and a half long.
Yeah.
So there will be more barrel on there than this. It'll actually fit somewhere in the middle. But I'll put it on there before we cut it. And I'm going to make sure we don't cut it shorter than what this is going to fit. It's all, you know. First time doing this. I've never really done this before. I believe what this is a cheek rest that actually lifts up and adjusts to your cheek, because we're going to make this into a bug out, but you're going to be able to aim with that, and you know, not only want it in your shoulder, but you want to be able to rest your cheek.
So what does that consist of? Just like a almost padding like?
Yeah,
material?
and it goes on top. I mean, we'll get into it more once we go to put everything together. And what this is here are shell holders. And the shell holders are going to go on the actual back of the stock there.
You can see a little bit on the side of how that's going to work there.
Yeah, and if you're going to be using it as a bug out, I mean, you're going to want to carry, you know, some extra. I actually have a sling coming in. It's due in tomorrow, and you know, I'm not going to be worried about any of that, because we still got a lot to do. I got to break this down. There's some rust on there. I'm going to, we're going to paint it. I'm going to decide on the color, and then I'm going to order the Duracoat through Amazon. I mean, that's the best way to get it.
What's that Duracoat? That's essentially gun paint, is what that is?
Yeah, they use it for gun. It's better than paint. It comes with a hardener in it. There's actual videos I've been watching. When I go to do a project, anything, and rarely do I do a gun project, but when I'm doing a project, I like to watch a lot of videos. You know, that's how I do. I keep saying it before. That's how I do my homework, my research is. I watch a lot of videos, and I learn fast what is good and what is not good. You know, so.
Different perspectives as well.
Yeah, and then I come up with my own ideas and I do it. Now, there are a couple videos on there of this stuff or this particular setup, so you could see it, and I'm pretty much going to copy what they did. I don't want the gun. I'm totally blacked out. I'm going to want a little color in there, you know, just so it looks good, because all this is black. Might do darker gray. I don't want to do green. You know, I just want it to look cool, but be more for a bug out purpose. You know, I'm looking for, you know, if you're going to go out there, you're going to be, you know, you can only grab one thing. You got your backpack. It's going to be smaller. You know what I mean? Of course, I wouldn't recommend it for tactical reasons. There's other guns you could use for that. But I would say for a bug out, you know, you're going out there, you have your one gun, you're out in the elements, you got to hunt, you got to do all that. And toward the end of the video, we got a little surprise that we're going to add in. And we're going to actually show you how this all shoots. And it's going to be tough. And when you get out there, you know, you have your gun, and you're going to be safe. You know, you're not going to have to worry about anything. You know, you're going to be...
Have what you need on you.
Yeah, exactly. Because there are some things I just don't agree with a lot of these preppers. Like, no, you need to have this also if you're going to have that. You know what I mean? In order to be safe, you know, you're out there in the elements. It's just you, and you got to be
prepared.
prepared, and you know what I mean. It's like you're the man. You know, you got to go out there and take care. Shit, my wife. Oh, I'm so grounded. I'm gonna hide this under the bed.
What about the gun?
I don't know. Find a place to hide it. Oh my God. She's gonna kick my ass.
Oh my God, did you buy a new gun?
No. So here we have the shotgun, and on this part of the video, I'm going to take off the fore-end and the buttstock here. Now the fore-end has, let me see if I can do this, a Phillips head here, and you unscrew it and this should pop off. In the back here we have a butt plate with 2 Phillips. This should come off, and I watched another video and the guy said it was a 9/16 bolt inside here to take that off. So let me get that started. So there you have it. It was actually pretty easy, and I'm going to keep these. I'm going to wrap them up in plastic and put them in a bag, just in case later on I get tired of the stocks that I put on it, and I want to go back to the original stocks and maybe clean these up. These are relatively pretty easy. You just strip them down and sand them real good, make them smooth, and use True Oil on them, and they come out looking amazing. I like these old stocks. I'm just not going to use it for this particular rifle here. So I'm also going to watch another video, and that's going to be the next scene you're going to see. Is I'm going to try and figure out how to break this down and if it's even worth it, because this thing is it's got some rust. I see some rust inside here, but everything's working. So if it looks like it's too hard of a project, then I'm not going to do it. I'll just clean it up and paint over it. But I'm going to give that a try. See if I can take it apart and start cleaning this. So we'll see you on the next part of the video. Okay, I got everything out. And of course everything's rusted. Not real bad. So I'm just going to clean it up. I don't know if I'm going to end up painting this stuff, but I'm just going to clean this up really good. And I got it out of here. You can see. So I'm going to end up cleaning this up really good. And it has a lot of pitting. So hopefully that pitting will help out with the paint. And I'm not going to explain how I took this all apart. I watched another video. I won't be able to explain the parts, what they are, but I'm going to watch that other video when I put it all back together. But here you go. Okay, so I got everything taken apart, and the 3 items, I believe this is the receiver. This is that the release button that drops the barrel, and of course the barrel. Now what I find that works the best, especially if you don't care about the bluing, Coca-Cola, and a good half hour to an hour soak, and it'll take off all the rust. But you got to be careful. I don't recommend this if you care about the bluing, because sometimes it will take the bluing off also. So let's see if we can get in close. I have all the parts out, and I believe that's going to be the receiver. This is the release button to drop the barrel, and of course the barrel. But the more I'm looking at the barrel, it's really bad in the front here, and also it has some cracks in it, so it's probably good that we're going to end up just cutting this back a little bit. So let me get started putting this Coke in here, and let's see what happens. once you get all the Coke in there, just let it sit. Like I said, let it sit for about an hour. The bubbles are doing their thing, and it's actually working on the rust. It starts working right away. And I've watched videos where they recommended 24 hours. I don't. I would just go maybe 5-10 minutes at a shot and keep checking it, because like I said, if you're not trying to get rid of the bluing either, I would not use this. So this is just going to be a complete strip, and once I get it done, I have the sink right here, and I'm going to run some hot water through it and dry it really well. Okay, we are back. It's been a little over an hour, and right before I started videoing this, I actually took a brush, and it's copper, and I went over it, and everything's off. Everything's off, so it's looking pretty good. And yeah, it took that rust off, and of course, yes, it took that bluing off, the original bluing off also. So I'm going to scrub this down a little bit more, and I'm going to wash it up, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So we're back, and we're to the part where I'm going to paint it. Now, sorry Tom couldn't be here. Our schedules didn't match up, and we've been going through a cold spell, and it finally warmed up for a couple of days, so I had to take advantage, because painting these things, it has to be a certain temperature. We're almost there. I actually have a heater in here that's warming up the place before I start this, but what I'm going to paint it with is with this Duracoat, and I got it from Amazon, and it's pretty expensive. I mean, considering it's a can of spray paint, but I would say it's about $80 plus tax with everything else, shipping and all that. So you're gonna have to look into that, shop around, but I got it from Amazon. I'm not going to put the link on there. And the other thing is, I'm not gonna go through how to do this, because I was watching a few videos, and I don't feel confident enough to explain it. I would rather you look it up and find someone, and that's what I did. Find 2 or 3 people and see how they do it, and that's what I'm gonna try. I'll let you know at the end how it came out. But we're gonna get started with this. I have the barrel, I have the little release mechanism here. I'm gonna paint that, and the receiver part. Now, there's a bunch of steps to it. They gave me this pad here. They gave me this cleaner degreaser, and of course the paint, which is the Tactical Black. We're gonna get started on that. The directions are on the back, and like I said, it has to be a certain temperature, and it's getting there, so I'm gonna start shaking this all up and getting this stuff ready to go and prepped and painted. So we'll be back at the end when I'm totally done, and I'll explain the whole process. Okay, we are back, and finally got Tom back, and this is gonna be the reveal of what I have done since he was here. Now, originally we did want to do it together, and it's just the whole timing thing, and you know, to get him on a certain day so that, you know, we could do this, we could do that, it just wasn't happening. So I feel bad, but the next one we get, for sure we're going to be doing this together. And
for those who don't know, just so the people who are close, they understand, being on opposite schedules, not only opposite days we work, but opposite shifts. So he's days, I'm nights. So like right now is like 2:33 in the morning for me. Yeah. That's what that would be like.
So it's pretty tough. So I went ahead, and of course you guys all saw it. Tom hasn't seen it, and nobody has seen it since I put it all together, but this is going to be the reveal part, and Tom's first time seeing it, so let me pull it out. So there you go.
All right. This is legitimately the first time I've seen it since the last video. It clearly looks nothing like what it did before. Before it looked like an old Western kind of movie gun, and this looks more like something you would see in like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, more along the lines of a modern day gun.
Yeah, and I wanted to say real quick, it is empty. There's nothing in. I actually don't even have rounds for it, so I haven't got those yet. So,
But I mean, we are able to.
yeah, you could see everything. It's still the same shotgun, and I'll explain a little bit what I did. Of course, I did cut off some of the barrel. I didn't cut off much, and I didn't go down to 18 because I honestly, it's a little over. Over if you go to the back here.
So it's about 19 and a half at that, and that's a rough, that's up a little bit, but I'd say it's probably closer to 19 and a quarter, to be honest.
Yeah, so I left it there because I didn't know exactly how this shield was going to be. When I originally did it, I brought the shield to here because I didn't think it would fit over the fatter part in the back here. And then I measured there, which brought the shield to about right here. And I still wanted a little bit. But then when I started putting everything together, I realized, oh no, this thing's going to slide all the way back. So what I did first, in what they all saw, well, I actually didn't show this part, is I cut the barrel. A buddy of mine had actually a vise that was perfect for pipe cutting, and I put it in there, fit perfect, and I cut that. And then I got the paint from Amazon, and which was very expensive, and for a can of paint, you would think,
What was, I mean, if you don't look.
It'll say in the video, but everything all together was $80+.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, that is expensive, I guess we would say in the gun, but overall, to take a gun from previous to what I'm seeing now for $80, I would not have. $80 and then physical labor, obviously.
Yeah.
You can't pay someone $80 to get what you
Well,
got.
I mean, plus tax, and I had to pay the shipping. It wasn't even through Amazon. It wasn't free shipping. And I had tore down everything inside the receiver, painted everything, and the paint came out amazing.
It looks great.
And
It really
I'm
does.
saying that because I'm not a great painter. I'm always impatient when it comes to spray painting, but I follow the directions to a T, and it came out beautiful. I was really happy. I mean, for the $80, and it worked.
Oh yeah, it really did. It definitely has a more modern look and a more I don't know, intimidating factor to it now. I mean, it's the same gun, just redone, and you definitely can tell a difference in the quality. It looks like a higher quality gun, and I say that not knowing much about guns and legitimately only remembering the wood stock and the wood handle and all that. So like even this handle right here feels way different. Just
Yeah, it was
very comfortable.
it was pretty easy actually once I got going and started putting everything on. Now these are the ATIs, and what this is here is a cheek rest that raise up and down. I kind of just bolted it into place. I haven't messed around with it because we haven't shot it yet. So here, this bar here actually has shell holders that go here. Now I put it here originally, and then when I was putting the gun to my face, the shells were in my face. I was like, let me put them here. But I don't know. I had forgot if you were right or left-handed, so I didn't want to put them on. I'll put them on afterwards, when all is said and done. Now it does have the sights, because you could use the sight. So that took me a minute of making sure it was perfectly over the center. Now we haven't shot it yet. We'll see how well these sights work.
So okay, for the novice and myself, I didn't even think of that. So you line these sights up with the dead center of the barrel, you go shoot it, and when you notice maybe you might need a slight adjustment, you're adjusting this and tilting it side to
Then
side?
I could tweak it a little bit. There
right,
isn't
that makes-
right or left, but
Okay.
there is a little bit of tweak in there. Not much. I can move it a little bit forward. I ended up putting the forearm. I had to crimp it down just a little bit for it to fit inside this forearm here. But the forearm's pretty solid on there. There is no play in it. There is no rattle or anything. And then I went ahead and put on this strap stud, I guess it's called. And not really sure if I'm convinced fully on this sling, and but it's there for now, you know.
Why would you be unconvinced on just the purpose, or?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how it's gonna sit.
I actually don't mind it. After we talked about the survival thing, being able to just carry something and not even have to think about it, you know, is something. And I noticed on this strap we also have
Shell holders. That's
Shell
why I
holders,
got
more.
it. I mean, I believe it was 15. I'll put the right number up there if I'm wrong, but 15 here, 15 to 18, and then 5 on the back there. So you're looking at holding 20 shells there, and I can't wait to take it out and shoot it.
Yeah.
I haven't shot a shotgun, I kid you not, since the early 90s, so it's been that long for me, you know. So
I've never shot a shotgun before.
and that's actually what we're going to show you in part 2, is we're going to take this thing out to a range and we're going to shoot it. Tom's never shot it or shot a shotgun before,
all, yeah.
and it's been a while for me, but I'm starting to get into shotguns.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like them.
And we've mentioned it 100 times. I'm no gun guy, but I have shot a few, been to the range and shot a few handguns and all that, but I've never shot a rifle or a shotgun. I've never even had a live round in one before, so you guys will be witnessing a first for me.
I'll show you something else real quick. Let me turn it this way so they can see.
So that's what I was going to ask.
This extends out, so you know that's probably where we're going to end up shooting it. I also picked up some sight paint because I don't know if it's my eyes or what. I can see a little bit better there, but I can't really see this one once it kind of just goes away, which is probably good. I mean, if you know, let us know.
Are you using the sight that much for a shotgun, though? I never thought that was a big deal for the shotgun.
I'm pretty sure you want it to be, in the general area, because you used to have a little sight bead up here, so you want to see. Yeah,
and depending on what.
I'm not a shotgun expert, so we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
So how good these sights actually work out with this, but other than that, it's pretty solid. Everything breaks down. I put it all back together. Now, when I got in here, I didn't videotape that, and when I got in here, there was some drama involved. So I had to watch 2 different guys because there's springs. I'm not even going to attempt to explain what went on in here because I was watching it. I got it down to 2 different guys, and one guy was putting everything in from the bottom, and the other guy was putting everything in from the top here. It actually took me all day until I figured out what I needed, got it in there, and once I got it in there, I was like, that's it. I put it away before I got frustrated, but it's working beautifully. Everything works. It's functioning. It locks into place. It unlocks. So yeah, there are some guys on there, and like I said, I'm not going to try and pretty much bullshit my way through it. If I don't know, that's why I'll tell you, go watch somebody else and they'll be able to explain it better. And plus, I want to help promote other people without actually listing every channel on there. But I know there are guys on YouTube who explain and break everything down for you, and that's what I did. And if I can do it, I'm sure they can do it.
And for someone who, you said you're not a shotgun expert, you did everything yourself, delivered here and done by your hands. How many hours do you think this took you combined? Just a total?
Let me see. So, cut the barrel took me a little bit, and I had to file it. That was about an hour. Painting it, okay, taking it apart, actually, let me stop there. Actually, after I cut the barrel, I soaked it in Coca-Cola.
Oh.
And Coca-Cola will take it down to the bare metal. And you saw it on the video there. If you want your finish and you got a little bit of rust, I do not recommend using Coca-Cola.
It'll take it all off.
It takes it all down completely. So when it came time to painting it, and that took me, so you figure a couple hours there, and then when it comes time to paint it, the Duracoat gives you a degreaser I really didn't need it because that Coca-Cola took everything off. And I mean, it took it down. All the rust is gone, but all the bluing is gone too. Now, when I talk to a guy, and those of you who are experts, you'll know better than I, but he explained to me that bluing is a form of rust. Because when I
because that's the oxygen is starting its process.
Yes, okay. And it just takes it all down to the bare metal, and it was pretty clean. I didn't put any oil on it or anything. I just left it as is. I wrapped it up until I got to painting, and then painting was once you get started, prepping time, everything. So you're looking at about an hour and a half total, okay. And then you had to leave it in a warm place. So I actually brought it out of my garage and I put it in my closet for 24 hours and didn't go near it. I mean, I would open the door once in a while and look at it.
So roughly $100 and 2 days worth of work total, as far as like legitimate work. It may extend you longer than that, and you could take your shotgun and turn it into something like that.
Yeah, I'm big into now. Of course, if it was an expensive, let's just say a Winchester or Ivor Johnson from the early 1900s, I'm not doing this to that. I did see someone mention on another gun video we had, they said, I like everything original. This was from the early 90s, in great condition. Yeah. You're looking at maybe $100. So we'd have to sit on this for a couple hundred years, you know what I mean? And for it to be worth anything.
Me coming from the car world, knowing nothing about guns, everybody has different preferences. Everyone has different styles. Someone would take a 90s Cavalier and say, I like it stock, where someone would just customize it completely just for fun because it's not worth it.
And the customizing is fun because you could actually take something now. Like I said, I wouldn't take a $1,000 gun and start ordering shit off of Amazon.
Put $100 worth of
no, I'm not going to do that. And I'm not looking to up the value. I'm looking to have fun with what we have. You know what I mean? Or what I have. And, I got the gun for cheap, and you're going to see in another video why, but I'm not going to explain it now. But, it's just what I like to do. I like to take something and have a little fun with it and turn it into something that I think it should be. You probably can buy something like that. I figure a couple $100 and I have this.
It ain't bad. I mean, like you said, it's something that if you are into guns or even the end of times or survival mode, this is something that $200 you throw on your back and you just have it with you. There's no worrying, is it going to fire? Well, we'll find out how it all fires in a minute. But once you get it all together and situated, then you just have this. It's something cheap and easy to keep with you for defense, for hunting, for whatever you may need it for.
So please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Let us know. I like the comments, and I'm going to be very fair. I'm letting everybody talk or say their opinion, whether I agree with it or not. There was one on there that I deleted. I didn't mean to delete. I just did something in the settings, and then I couldn't undo it, so I had to delete it because it was putting it. I'm still learning this, but I'm opening this up for anybody's opinion. Tell me you like it, you don't like it. Should we have gone this way? Should we have gone that way?
Give us suggestions for the next one. Is there something you want to see? Is there something you have in mind that you would like? Once again, if you're into the gun videos and you want to see an amateur figure out his route through the gun videos, this is another way. I'm going to shoot this for the first time. You'll see that shortly, and then make another suggestion. Maybe I've never shot a rifle. Maybe we can do that next.
Yeah, well, actually, part 2, please don't forget to hit that notification button because Tom is going to go shooting for the first time, and I want to see his reaction. I want to see how this thing kicks, and we're going to try a couple different rounds of everything, and not so much round, but a couple different ammo, and see how this thing fires and if we could hit anything with it. So, I hope you guys enjoy it, and see you on the next one.